Here's another follow-up. Just looking at the GDX chart on gold. I was expecting us to hit this pivot where we broke down originally. I know you guys know I like to use pivots a lot. I don't use a lot of horizontal trading technical support levels. Stocks usually always moving up or down. ETFs, indices are rarely going sideways, so I'm not big on horizontal supports. But this is kind of the area where we're going to go to if we break this little pattern here. But keep in mind this is a 3-year weekly. An interesting thing about this 3-year weekly pattern here is that hope I'm not driving you all crazy with the lines here, but this area here is showing some ascending candle bodies. They're not super strong. Obviously, the MACD on the bottom here is trying to turn up, is kind of curling and flattening, which is good. I kind of expected us to get down to this yellow line, which probably would have caused a big flush and washout. And that's actually where your major support is, because you have a lot of congestion in this area on gold. You also have a lot of congestion in this area where you broke down from your pivot point. And then we get a breakout reversal above this trend line. This is actually where traders should have gone long in this little area here. And that's where we kind of took off before we broke down again. So once again, the interesting thing is if you look at the dollar chart, your Dixie and your UUP, we're probably at a support level. So maybe those flush and break lower and you get a little bounce in gold up to this top channel here, which kind of puts you in the 23s. I don't like to use wicks so much, but even body candle to body candle would get you up in the 23 area. Maybe we bounce up in here somewhere, and who knows, you can keep going there. Depends how things line up in the market overall at that time. But you also have a Fibonacci retracement here, which is interesting in the 20.2 area, give or take a few pennies. That's your 61.8%. And this little fib retracement here lines up pretty nicely. It's also lined up in a few other spots too, not spot on, but under here, like I said, we're going to go to this yellow line, but in the short term, I think gold gets a bounce, even though I'm not real constructive on gold. Longer term, I think that you can play JNUG and nugget on some light pullbacks here with stops and see if we can't get a bounce in the GDX and run the nugget, into the 9s and low 10s possibly, and set a stop and see how much further we have to go there. We're just looking for high probability trades. And a lot of things are kind of lining up together here, interest rates, the dollar, and that would tend to be constructive for gold. Once again, I'm not real positive on gold longer term, but just looking at the weekly pattern here with these candle bodies, as long as we hold this progressive line, I think we're going to get a move higher in gold.